Disney Plus has something no one saw coming. The unexpected.
Today's gonna be different.
Stars breaking boundaries, like Billie Eilish in Happier Than Ever.
It's very timeless.
Stories that knock you sideways, like Free Guy.
We're doing great.
And documentaries that go right to the edge, like Free Solo.
It's freaking scary.
Didn't see that coming. Woo! Surprise, it's on Disney Plus. All of these and more now streaming.
Hey parents, if you're like us, we have a whole bunch of summer trips planned to visit family and friends, and we're always looking for fun activities for our kids to do and keep them off screen. Well, whether building a solar-powered robot, creating a Spanish mosaic, or playing with animal friends in the Serengeti, kids ages 3 to 10 will love learning with Little Passports. For listeners of the show, Little Passports is offering new customers 20% off when you go to littlepassports.com/kidstories. That's 20% off when you go to littlepassports.com/kidstories. Hey friends, it's Mr. Jim and welcome to a very special episode of Kids Animal Stories, one of our other podcasts. And so today is a mystery episode. After listening to this episode, you're going to have all these clues and you got to try and figure out what critter the story is about. And then part 2 is available right now on Kids Animal Stories, the podcast. So right when you're done with this episode, I will see you over on part 2 of Kids Animal Stories. Are you ready? Me too, let's go! Today's story is another mystery adventure. So you're going to need to listen closely to follow all the clues so that you can maybe figure out what critter this story is about. Our story is from long, long ago in the country of India. There's a small weasel that lived there on an island named Wes. He was a very fast and cunning little furry critter who loved to tell legendary stories to his friends.
Hey guys, it's Friday, so tonight, later on, should we do a campfire?
Said Wes. Him and his friends had just left school and they were walking out together. And they had started a tradition a few weeks ago that every Friday night they would gather a whole bunch of sticks and build out a campfire. You know, to roast some delicious mice, of course. Yeah, Wes, I can't wait to hear about those cool stories you tell about that legendary legless critter. Those are always the best stories, said one of his friends.
They're not just stories, it's actually real. It's a real king that lives up in the mountains, I promise,
said Wes. Oh, Wes, you're the best at making these stories feel so real. Well, come on, let's go get some sticks for tonight. His friends, they didn't believe Wes because his story about this legendary critter, it was pretty kind of hard to believe. A king that lived up in the mountains that didn't have any legs and it would scare away aliens. Huh. Well, I think later tonight we're going to hear a little bit of that story. Well, the rest of the afternoon, Wes and all of his weasel friends, they started to gather all these sticks for the campfire. They waited for it to turn dark, and then they started up their huge bonfire.
Wow, this is a good one. We did a pretty good job building this campfire out of all those sticks this time. Remember last time when we got all that wet wood?
Oh yeah, it didn't turn out that well.
Yeah, so great job. All right, who's gonna do stories first?
I think you should go, Wes. You're the best storyteller.
Okay, listen close and lean in. I don't want to say this too loud, or else the aliens will hear it.
You see, Wes was a really good storyteller. Do you know what it takes to be a really good storyteller? Yeah, you have to be excited about the story that you're telling. If you're excited, then it will be easy for the people listening to your story to be excited with you.
His fangs glistened in the moonlight as he lifted his head above the ground. And he did it without any hands and arms. His head just floated up above the ground.
Without any arms or legs, but how's that possible?
It's possible if you're the king. And then the aliens got so scared when his neck got all flat and big, and then the aliens blasted off, never to be seen again.
Wow, that was an amazing story. Wow, Wes, you're the best storyteller. That was so good.
It's easy when you're telling a true story. Didn't even make any parts up.
What are you talking about, Wes? You don't expect us to believe that story to be real. Anyway, pass me some of those mice over there. I want to get them cooking over on the fire. They had a great rest of the night as they all sat around the campfire cooking some delicious mice. Ew. But nobody believed Wes's story. He had told many stories about this king that protected the island they lived on, but everyone really thought it was pretend. But tomorrow, that question was going to be answered for real.
I guess, it's about time for me to head off to bed.
Okay, we'll see you tomorrow, Wes. Bye. Wes the Weasel slowly crawled back to his den. He was very tired. He pulled in some fresh grass down into his den and quickly fell asleep. The next morning, when he woke up, he stretched his arms and decided to eat some delicious mouse waffles. Wow, Wes the Weasel sure eats a lot of mice. This beautiful day was quickly interrupted with a loud sound crashing through the sky. Wes popped his head out from the den and looked up.
Alien spaceship!
He shouted, but nobody believed him. Many were still sleeping, but, he was this amazing storyteller, and they thought he was just pretending.
I need to find the king. It really just crashed over there. Oh!
Wes started to panic. He was running around back and forth, a little excited and a little nervous and scared. It was a lot of emotions. He had heard legends of this king, that legless king that lived up a mountain in some old dens from hundreds of years ago. Maybe he was there.
Okay, this is serious. That was a real alien spaceship. No one's gonna believe me, and we're all gonna die, and I've gotta get the king.
Wes started to run up the mountain as fast as he could. It's a good thing weasels are fast because he needed to be super duper fast. He saw the spaceship sitting down in the valley below.
Holy mouse tail, it really is. Aliens, I can't believe it. They're back on this island. Oh no, 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 no.
Oh no, what in the world is Wes the Weasel going to do? Are these aliens really there to take over the island? Are they in trouble? And is this king real? Or is this all just a pretend story that's all in Wes's imagination? I'm not sure, but I hope that king is real and can save them all from those aliens. We'll have to wait and see what happens on the next episode of Kids Animal Stories. Hey, great job. You listened all the way to the end. All right. This one was pretty tricky. There are some clues in there, but did you hear them? So this king, it appears that, he lives in India. He lives up on the mountains, and they said something about he doesn't have any arms or legs, but he can pick up and raise his head off the ground, and he's got big fangs, and I'm not so sure. I'm gonna have to keep thinking. Well, friends, I hope you have a super duper day, and I will see you on our next adventure. Bye!